That's live. Might be a little laggy on the stream side, but that's a-okay. So, this is going to be Town Hall, I believe, number 3. Maybe it's number 4. I've already lost count. There's too many things I have to do every month. But I appreciate you all being here. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. There's also going to be something that is going to potentially benefit you guys. But we'll get through that as we go through the Town Hall. So, with that all said, let's get right into it. Again, keep questions till the end. I'll answer questions in the local chat. If you click on the Town Hall channel, you'll see an open chat box. You might need to do that later today as well when I get halfway through this project, because there will be a little bit of a pause. But at the end, I'll be answering the local questions here and then answering any Twitch chat questions. I might also pause briefly in case, people throw subs at me and whatnot, because it plays audio bites, and I'm too lazy to mute that, so I apologize if I stop talking briefly. Otherwise, let's go ahead and go over everything. So first off, schedule-wise for this month concerning this community, we're going to be doing 3 different types of ops. The first is going to be on Mondays. That's going to be a Vietnam grouping of operations here. I actually just finished the first one for what I've already announced yesterday. Slotting for that will be later today. It's going to be a quick op. I just wanted to give a small project to Valk to build FSB Marianne. We're just going to be basically raiding that, taking some communication equipment, and getting away. I also tested the Sapper kit because they have some World War II era Bangalore torpedoes to place on the barbed wire fencing, and then detonate it, and it breaks the barbed wire, and then you can swarm into the base. It's 1 life, but if you survive that fight and you complete the objective, you are eligible to play as Op 4 next week, because then we'll be doing SOG op rotations for the next 3 weeks, and then maybe on the 4th week as well when we bleed into the next month. If the objective is a failure, then everyone that died will have the, or not everyone that died, but everyone that participated will also have that opportunity. And then if you, let's say you're selected to play Op 4 next week, you can't be selected as Op 4 next week, because the people that have the opportunity to play Op 4 is anyone that plays in the SOG side for Blue 4 that week. So again, experimenting on the PvP plus E factor here, since that won the poll. We'll give it a try. I'm just hoping it doesn't turn into a toxic cheese fest, but we'll have to see. But also, because it's PvP, that means the health pool is going to go down a bit, but that also means there's going to be less AI spawned by me for balancing purposes. So feel free to give that a try next week. But if you want to go for Op 4 next week, you got to play on Monday today, because that'll be on Mondays. Wednesdays, I've got 3 of the last ship ops that I meant to run last month. I just couldn't get to it because I was really busy. Admittedly, this month I'll also be pretty busy, but now I have a few people to throw some stuff to help free my time up. There will be one Wednesday we'll have a BT up as well, but I'll get to that in a second. The third concept, that one was the horror and the SCP stuff. I've got an SCP facility being worked on right now. That should be ready by next week. But I'm also working on Undead Assault 3. We'll be doing a few more test stops with that. Hopefully within 1 to 2 weeks from now, because I've got some other stuff that's going to take precedent. But the days that we're going to potentially have the open slots for that is going to be Sundays after 6 p.m., Tuesdays at 4 p.m., Fridays at 6:30 p.m., and then Saturdays probably around 4 or 5 p.m. Just whatever I can get in, because there's also 2 meme ops I want to do that I'll be factoring in as well. And again, we just do them based off of when I have the time and ability to. So again, I'll be shooting for 2 days in advance. Sometimes I can only do 1 day in advance, but since I've opened up so many of these slots to potentially post ops on, I'm really going to be shooting for 2 days in advance, just so I can get all that stuff done. Now, next point, joint ops, I already mentioned Black Templars BT. It'll be on the 9th and the 19th for their ops. I'll put a message out. Again, they have a very hefty mod set, but if you want to play with, like, a group of 50 other Space Marines doing crazy stuff, I have the entirety of the map GOS Daria redone in 40K textures, as well as some custom areas ready to go. The next map is going to then be Lingor, which is only a 5th of the way done, but GOS Darai is going to last for 5 ops, and that's going to last us literally to the end of August, because I'm going to be shifting my schedule next August for BT to be 2 Wednesdays and a Sunday, but I'm going to need to shift that around because I just realized that's going to conflict with something else, which I'll get into in a second. So it'll be at least 2 ops a month. I'm going to try to bump it to 3, but again, the Wednesdays and Sundays are about to conflict. So you'll see why in a bit, but I'll work on with that. The other thing I've been working on that I've been kicking down the road a bit is the stuff with Karma Cut at 9 p.m. on Saturdays. The reason I've been kicking the can down the road is just when I was about to announce it here and get people to come in, he made a change within his mod set that added Cat Medical, which makes medical very, very advanced, and that is something we do not do here, and I'm never going to bring here because I personally don't like it. But next week, or not next week, this coming Saturday, we're going to be doing a lot of actor stuff. So if you want to be a civilian and kind of treat this as a checkpoint RP, but it's a little more of a serious role, DM me. I also have room for a Blue 4 group, a humanitarian group, and then the Op 4 slots themselves. I'm going to keep that to Dante's guys because, again, they have experience with Cat Medical. They'll be doing the actual medical stuff, but I have room. So if you want to be a part of that, again, shoot me a message at the after town hall ends, and I will get you sorted with that. I would not mind bringing in a few people. But again, I think I made the right call there because Karma's been scope creeping a bit on Cat Medical, and also the balance for Op 4. I've been working closely between Karma and Dante. We've actually had a group chat together, and we're just trying to fine tweak this because similar to a lot of stuff I do for Arma 3, this is brand new territory. No one else has done something like this before with this level of PvP that I know of. In terms of balancing and whatnot. There might have been 1 or 2 people out there in the world that's done it, but they don't publicly share it, so we have to kind of start that from scratch. But again, when we get into slots like that for Karma, I wanted to create a whole channel and whatnot for it. That's going to be held off for now, and instead I'll just put up an announcement week to week if I need mission actors for a specific op, because there's a lot of different things I got to fine-tune on various different things. Another joint op thing is on the 30th. Whatever that last Sunday is of this month, I can't remember if it's the 29th or 30th because my dates sometimes get wrong. There will be another Vietnam mission hosted by myself in the SOG Prairie Fire community. So if you want to jump in, similar to the 1.3 update mission that was hosted a few weeks ago by myself, I will put an announcement out about that. And the same rules are going to apply. You're going to have to at least be here for a month. And but, if you're hearing about it now and you want to participate, you can, because, by then it'll be about a month anyway. I just don't want someone brand new to the community to jump in on that program, simply because at that point you represent me. And, TSB got removed from that because they dropped the ball 2 ops ago, so that's why I do it here now. Also, teasing this, in the future, there might be more joint stuff. I can't speak about it further, though, because it just depends. There's something I'm working on in the background right now that I cannot talk about other than that. But if I play my cards right, we'll have another thing to do. And that's all I can say. Otherwise, next point, MCO is going to be on that last Saturday of the month. It's also going to be a Vietnam-themed op. So we're going to basically be double-dipping on a SOG Prairie Fire at the end of the month, but you guys voted for a Vietnam rotation this month. So that should be, exciting news at least. MCO for this week, I'm going to be focusing on getting the op and paperwork done, and then all of that presented. And then next week, I'll focus on getting communities slotted. There's a few things I got to work out right now. I've only got a 60 slot server. However, there's a few things that have come into my DMs recently that might let me push it to an 80 slot. I just want to make sure that, everything I know about balancing and frames and performance and whatnot, if I take it to 80, there's then things I have to take away from. Hold on. Bless you, honey. There she goes, sneezing fit. But there'll be things I have to take away from if we bump it from 60 to 80. I'm not going to bring this one to 100, though. So we'll see how things go with that. But you will have an announcement by the end of the week. I've already informed other community leaders that this is going on. So again, within the next 2 weeks, we'll be ready to go and set up. And again, it's that Saturday. I don't know if that's the 29th or 28th. But we'll get there, and then that'll become... I'm going to do it every 45 days for now, so the next one won't be till mid-September. and then the end of October, and that is just for my own pacing, because if I do it once a month, that might be a bit too much for me. Now, speaking of other large-scale events, the next Checkpoint RP, we were due for one this month. I'm going to push it off to early August. I'm going to have the documentation done by the end of this month, everything ready to go for slotting and whatnot, but my month has become, I usually say July is my second busiest month. It's actually going to overtake last October, because October is usually my busiest month for all the horror stuff and whatnot. But on top of all the stuff I'm doing here, all the joint work I'm doing, all the stuff I do for other communities like the 506 and POG, there's a lot of PvP commentary stuff that's come up this month between an old game mode that I always wanted to commentate on coming up, and then a large Polish PvP tourney that invited me to come over and spectate on Saturdays and a Friday. So I got that to go work on this month and next month, and just all this other stuff on top of it. Again, I've outsourced a bit of my stuff. The NOM Monday op, for example, that's outsourced work in terms of the AO, but just understand I'm very busy, so I'm trying my best by you guys to get all of this stuff done. So, next point, Pay for Pain will be, I said it was going to be in December. I'm going to bump that a little closer to November, just because I'm forecasting finances, as well as Christmas shopping because of family and whatnot. Otherwise, next point, DayZ program. I'll be restarting that by Friday. I know a few servers got wiped. I need to factor into it. Now that I'm getting less busy, I can get all that stuff in, but I'll be posting about that in the DayZ channel and giving a list of what servers I'll be playing on what days to get back into that, and then get back into Soundbite stuff, finally pay out that Soundbite competition, and go forward from there, because that got bumped because of other stuff. Now,
LCPL drunk LCPL bonk ha 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 donka pump working prime.
I can't even begin to tell you what the hell I just heard over the stream because of a sub message, my god. All right, but this is the important thing for today that rewards you guys for showing up to this. So, August, we're going to be starting the Zeus program. How this program is going to work is I am going to give the Wednesday slots as an opportunity for 3 different selected Zeuses to give a test stop. And how the feedback from that test stop is between a poll, similar to what I put at the end of MCOs, as well as my own personal feedback, will determine who in September gets the Wednesdays to Zeus 2 to 3 ops. Now, the selection for these Zeuses, there's going to be 3 methods. One, I'm going to pick one of you, because I feel I get a say in, who gets to have that in my community. The second one is going to be a random poll by community vote. And for either of those two, feel free to DM me after this meeting. I'm going to be putting this in an announcement and opening my DMs to the floodgates. The third is going to be selected right now. So if you have an interest in hosting a Zeus mission, the Zeus mission is going to be done on a mod set that I make based off of community polls that are going to be done on the 15th of this month. You're all going to have the same mod set, same concept, like World War II, Vietnam, whatever wins. I'll probably take second place for this. And then if you do win, I select you as the Zeus for September. You can give me all of the op concepts you would want to put on the poll for the end of that month. And basically, as I do at the 15th of every month to get info back, you get that opportunity too. And whatever wins, again, you can do, but I'm only letting you do 1 mod set because I don't want 3 different mod sets for that. So if you are interested in that, feel free to hit the open chat button, put your name down, and I will literally pull up a wheel of names right now and spin it. You got 1 minute. Put your name in. The ops will be the standard Wednesday slot, which is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's both for the trial ops as well as the your op. And the reason I'm forcing you on that time slot, again, it might not work for you, which that's unfortunate, but I'm sticking to the main op slots we do in this community because I want to be able to play on the ground as well. All right, so I'm gonna take these names in again. There's a reason there's gonna be 3 different selection methods between the Zeuses here. So if one isn't chosen, it's not okay, he's being unfair because he's selecting stuff. There's, again, 2 other methods. And again, this is also to reward people that actually come into the town hall. And by the way, if anyone's typing in Twitch, I don't see it right now. I mean for it to be in the town hall chat, not Twitch chat. Giving it another 30 seconds. And to the 3 people that win this, by I want to say the midway point of this month, I'm going to put you all in a group chat and just organize you from there. I'll assign the dates because I need to also schedule within the Black Templars when I'm doing it. Because again, I mentioned earlier that the Black Templar, I was going to do 2 Wednesdays, but again, mathematically that won't line up. So I got to figure that out because Sundays are also very busy for me. So it might just be 2 ops every month, which again, manageable. But after we get Lingor done, then things get a little messy. All right. I'm going to add these 2 more because I know people are going to be sliding in from Twitch chat to this chat, but at least they were watching on Twitch. That's fair, Chimera. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to shuffle that button and then click to spin. And this person is going to be Charlotte. Oh, it even plays a little "we have a winner" thing. That's cute. All right, Charlotte, put that aside. Remind me about it in a week if I don't remember, but there's our first Zeus selected. So again, the other 2, after this community town hall ends, I'll put an announcement up. I'm going to personally select a name from the list, and then we'll put up a poll based off of the remaining names. So, yep, that is that. Let me go ahead and check my notes here because I have it in a channel above. That is pretty much everything. But again, the cycle is going to be a 2-month cycle of the first month being the trial ops and then feedback taken, and then I select a winner. And then the second month, they get to run 3 ops. And again, we'll just have that go through until we decide either to advance it further because the community grows more and I need to open up more Zeuses, or take it away if it's abused. But again, we'll play it by ear. A quick note, otherwise, there are 2 people that have the ability to supersede this program. The first is Krosk because of what he does in Project Tension. Whenever he wants to restart that program, he's more than welcome to do it here. If you have never seen a Project Tension video, you should. On my VOD channel, and you will understand why I give him that blanket authority. And the second one is once in a blue moon, I'll let Devour King do it because no offense to you, buddy, your stuff is 50-50 in terms of if it's either really, really good or it gets really, really messy, but yesterday's op was a mess, and I think we can organize a bit better, but it was fairly enjoyable. I just want to make sure if I, go to bat for you, I get to at least go on the ground to suffer with everyone. That way, it doesn't look like I'm just sending people to get effed. But, you and I do work closely together anyway, so... otherwise, that is that. And I just wanted to bring up a quick note about that and the advertising that happened yesterday because someone DM'd me saying it was quote-unquote unfair. But at the end of the day, this is my community, my rules. I'll be as fair as I want. But I still like to be open and provide opportunities for anyone that wants to dip in. Now, quick note on Patreon. I've been saying over the past few community town hall meetings that I will eventually revamp it in August. August is next month. That's coming up. We'll talk about it in the August town hall. Final note for this community town hall, if you play Warcraft 3 Reforger, I'm going to try to get a game night organized for that, simply because I have a craving, so shoot me a DM. I will also put that in announcement with the Zeus program, so I can get that put aside, so I can try to find a game night either on a Friday or a Saturday night. Now, that is it for what I have on Town Hall, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to put the chats in open chat. I will answer those, and then I will read Twitch chat. But again, that was only 19 minutes, very quick. I've also decided going forward, I'm not going to talk about the YouTube or Twitch channels because that doesn't really have anything to do with this community. That's more of me just talking about personal shit that has nothing to do with this, other than it's the main advertising platform for here. But at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with ops, so therefore, I don't have to care for it. Charlotte, I know you DM'd me a bit about having a tabletop board game night. Again, I'm very busy. I'm probably not even going to be able to do the Warcraft 3 thing this month. It's only if I have an opportunity with everything and go forward, because behind the scenes, right now I'm making 7 missions a week. 2 months ago, that was 5. Last month, it was 6. But I keep opening up new lines of work with people. And then they go from, a monthly to a bi-weekly to a weekly thing now. And that's the lower element. The upper element is now 15. So every month, I have anywhere between 7 and 15 missions to make. On average, a mission file takes me 2 hours. And then we had the fact that I usually stream, I want to say, at least 90% of those files, because there's 10% that I'm either under an NDA that I can't do, or if it's a customer thing working with a client, they might not want it streamed. So add the 2 hours for that, and then all of the footage processing I have to do and all this other crazy stuff. I don't have infinite time in the day. I have to be very picky with that, because I know other people want me to get into Starship Trooper Exterminator or 6 Days in Fallujah, all this other stuff. I'm a Zeus first and foremost. I have to follow that up, because otherwise I don't make enough money to afford the roof over my head. So I got to go with that forward. So I appreciate your patience in waiting for that. We'll eventually do it, but I have to get my shit done first, because work is work. Otherwise, my day is going great. Thank you for asking, Networking Wolf. Same again, as I said, with Starship Trooper Extermination, and I'd love to go and play that, but again, got to work on Arma first, because it's just going to get busier and busier, which is why I picked up Neko to offsource some of the heavier projects. That way we can have larger SCP facilities. We got a tunnel thing coming up. She made FSB Marianne in a night, and she's helping me work on a bunch of other things at the moment. First acting ops, so Karma Cuts ops are going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays, which I know isn't the best time because some of you are Europeaners, but that's just when he does it. Because again, that's a situation where he's the host, I'm the Zeus. I have no sway in when those ops are run. But again, if you're interested in that, shoot me a DM. Again, I'll put that in an announcement after this meeting ends, talking about that, the Zeus program, the Warcraft 3 stuff. Thank you, honey. Am I going to do VR stuff at this time? No. Simply because I do not have the time, and VR to me, I'll be honest, after 45 minutes of it, I get motion sick pretty easily. But that scales lower in priority than the Starship Trooper Extermination, 6 Days in Fallujah, Tabletop Game Night, all that stuff. So if I can't even get to the stuff ahead of it, then it's very unlikely I'm going to be doing VR stuff in the future. I'd like to. I have all the equipment for it. I enjoyed it when I worked on it with Zoran back in the day and all these other people, but I just do not have the time at the moment. And I'm hoping between the Zeus program, outsourcing stuff to Neko, I can get more done. But that's just led to me working for more people and doing more joint work and bringing more stuff to you guys, which again, I don't mind, but that's just how it is. So, give me a few months. We'll see how this all balances out, and I'll just go forward or take away from everything. If we're in the 506, would you prefer we use our rank and name in your ops? I do not care. Anything that is a requirement in any other community, I don't care about in this community. This one is more of a casual one compared to the 506. I think Wiki, I already talked to you about their dual clanning rule and how it doesn't apply here, and that's by Drumheller. So it doesn't matter. You can pick whatever username you want as long as it doesn't break any rules regarding racism, sexism, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, here it's more casual. It's just I guess I can't say I'm a one-man show anymore because now I got Valk working for me, and Krosk also does some scripting stuff for me. So I'm a small team of people that get stuff done, and we just run based off of what you guys vote on. Meant more as a group for other people to play. Again, the issue, Charlotte, is I'm very keen on anything that I run within my community, I personally vet, because I feel really bad if something blows up and I wasn't there to directly manage it, especially if it's under my roof, if that makes any sense. Which is why I mentioned earlier with Devour King, I'm not going to host any of his ops here, announce them, unless I'm going to go directly play, because again, that's not a personal thing with him. That's more of just my personality of how I vet everything. Same with Krosk's stuff. Even though I trust him implicitly with what he does, because he does some of the best work I've ever seen in Arma 3. He surpasses my quality of work. Because he does custom sound design, he does custom modding, he does custom everything for his stuff. I would still feel better if I was there to personally vet it if I'm going to advertise it in my community. And that's just how I am. Lord of Skulls 40k up where we waste all of our lives killing. Okay. Don't know what you mean by that, Jason. If you want to play 40k stuff, either have it win a community poll, but at the same time, how I do the community polls is if people that don't actively play here, aka I don't recognize their name from all the slotting procedure stuff, vote in the poll, because 40k did win, I think, a month ago, but I had to take like 5 or 6 votes away because people that voted for it weren't actually the player base of the community, because the polls are for the players, not for the viewers. But if you have a big chunk of players vote for it, then we'll do 40k here. Otherwise, go do the joint Black Templar stuff, because that's a guarantee, and that's also a good middle ground of, you still get a feel for that. Could you organize a VR night? Again, as I said, I'd have to personally attend because it's my community. And at least for this month, I don't see how I'm going to have the time. Because, again, if I have any time, it's going to go into a Warcraft 3 game night, or it's going to be playing Starship Trooper Extermination, or it's going to be playing 6 Days of Fallujah. How long does an acting op typically last? So Karma Cut stuff, I would budget 3 hours, because it's going to be 30 minutes to an hour of them getting organized, having a massive brief and setting all that stuff up, and then deployment might take an additional 15 minutes. This upcoming one, they're not going to fly anywhere. They're going to spawn in an FOB. So they should deploy quicker, but I would budget an hour of setting up and then 2 hours of doing stuff. But it's not a guarantee that you're going to run into them. Basically, I'm going to give you a list of things that you could potentially do as I build the AO this week. And then based off of how many people I have interested, I'll divvy things up. And Devour, on the op yesterday, you're fine. Mixing Milsim in my community, though, in the future, I would just like to know who you bring on those ops, and then I can sit down with them and we can work things out, because I'll say this publicly. If we all join an op and it's already organized, there is no reason for us to then get rid of that organization and completely redistribute everyone. That's dumb. That's going to add 20 to 30 minutes of us just sitting around doing nothing when we're already organized. So again, we'll work on that in the future, and if we want to do something like that, we have to build it into the slots beforehand, because otherwise it's just more sitting around, and I had people that were already getting bored. But otherwise, Don, leave that to me on the reorganization. I'll take care of that, and yeah, eventually. I know it looks like I move at a snail's pace, guys, but that's because I'm constantly juggling 40 different things, and eventually I'm able to get to something. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and read over Twitch chat questions here. And I don't see anything as I scroll up. But if there's anything in Twitch, feel free to post it and I'll get to it. But in the meantime, Dutch Eagle, thanks for the 41-month resub. Crash here, thanks for the 6-month resub. Hope you both keep enjoying the ops, and thank you for sitting through this town meeting. It looks like I don't see anything from Twitch, so it looks like we're good. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and write up that announcement and open the floodgates for those DMs. I've got something to play on the ground in 2.5 hours with the SOG Prairie Fire community. And yeah, sign up for Monday's op should begin soon. And then, let's see, it is Sunday. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll have a post up for the Wednesday Last Ship Phase 2 op. Otherwise, thank you for listening, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to wrap this up.